Hey guys, what's up? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video, and today we're going to be trying out a new deck on my main Chief Pat account, and I'm going to be substituting in the Baby Dragon and the Archers. Now, a lot of people don't like how many legendaries I've been running in my deck, so I thought I would use two cards that personally I think are a little bit underrated in the Baby Dragon and the Archers. I'll use those instead of the Graveyard as well as the Ice Wizard, and I'm going to show you guys how to win using these cards inside of your deck. Now, meanwhile, I got an amazing pull in the shop by getting the Lava Hound there. And since I've been opening up so many super magical chests for the Graveyard spell, I've gotten a ton of gold which I can spend, so I'm going to go ahead and drop that on the Lava Hound right now. If you guys remember, only like a week or two ago, my Lava Hound was barely level 3, but now it's 8 out of 20 on its way to level 5, which would be super amazing, seeing as the Lava Hound may be one of the best legendary cards inside of the game right now. So I'm going to go ahead and buy all 3 of those, and now we can hop into a couple of battles using this deck, and let's see how they work as replacements. So again, whenever I tell you guys you don't have to play this deck using legendaries, all it requires is having a little bit of creativeness to substitute in for those cards. So for the Ice Wizard, it's a really strong defensive card. It's obviously ranged, so that's why I'm using the Archers. And then for the Baby Dragon, it just works as a backup to the Lava Hound. It doesn't necessarily replace the Graveyard or whatever else I was trying to replace with it. But anyways, let's go and go into the battle right now. And starting off against Aziz, I had a really weird starting hand, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Miner right now. He actually has the Skeleton Army, so that's going to work really well against a lot of my cards. He's using the Ice Golem as well, so this guy is using a really strange deck. Definitely one of the stranger decks I've seen, and we're going to end up getting a couple of hits off with our Archers, which is really good. And all in all, after that crazy start, we actually have a slight HP lead going into the rest of the battle. Now, sometimes with certain decks, you have to go through a little bit of craziness. Sometimes you don't have the perfect cards to play, things just aren't going right, and you just have to wait to get your perfect card rotation. So for me, I didn't have my Lava Hound in the very beginning. I didn't have any cards to really set up that massive push that I wanted, and now that we've started getting a little bit more in the groove, he's going to play his Hog Rider right here, and instead of playing anything crazy on defense, I'm just going to go ahead and let my tower kill that Hog Rider and get ready for a big counter push on the left-hand side of the map. So the Hog Rider does end up taking like 400, 500 damage from the tower, but now we have an Elixir lead, and we can use this to our advantage, especially because he drops a Fireball onto our Lava Hound. That's just not a very good trade at all, and now we can go for a big bad push with the Dragon, or the Baby Dragon, as well as the Mega Minion, and he does not have that Fireball to even counter those cards. It's a really good push for us right now. Let's go and drop our Archers as well, and now we've got a massive like 20 Elixir push on this side of the map. I'll zap down the Skeletons as well to make sure those Archers stay alive, and as they make their way to the tower, they're going to start blasting away, and his arrows will end up killing some of my supporting troops, but still, first tower of the game is down, and I'm actually going to go ahead and drop my Miner onto the King's Tower. I was hoping to get a 3 crown right here by just dropping everything on this side of the map, but with Baby Dragons not really doing that much damage to individual towers, it's only going to drop down to about 300 or 3000 HP before that tower eventually goes down. Now, meanwhile, another push on the left-hand side of the map. He's actually whittled this tower pretty low, but by this point in the battle, I'm already feeling so confident, just because I feel like I've been making a lot of really good plays, even with that shaky start in the very beginning as far as my deck went. He's going to throw his arrows to kill absolutely everything on that left-hand side, but now we can go ahead and try to finish off the game with a big push down the right. Now, Baby Dragon plus the Tombstone will kill the Hog Rider as well as all of those Goblins right there, and now with a little bit of a push down the left-hand lane as well as my Lava Hound on the right, he's going to be forced to play an Ice Golem and cycle to another Fireball as well as the Goblin Barrel. And you know what? Instead of even just defending against that Goblin Barrel, I'm going to go for 3 crowns on his side of the map. I know that the second tower is as good as dead because the Mega Minion as well as my Archers are over there. I've got 2 Baby Dragons, a Miner, a Mega Minion, a Lava Hound, and even a Tombstone in the very center. That's going to be 2 crowns to 1 for a very fluffy and safe victory right there. And that's going to be the first win using this new deck and showing you guys how it works with backups. Now, one thing that's really good, I hope we run into minions today because the Baby Dragon is just so good against minions, which is one of the great counters to this deck because I don't have arrows that one-shot minions. So let's say someone's running a minion horde, let's say someone's running even the 3 Elixir minions. It's definitely good to go ahead and have the Baby Dragon in the deck, even though it is a little bit more expensive. Now, speaking of expensive, this is actually going to be really tough right here because I do have to play my Baby Dragon as the supporting card. And after I play that, it means I have to wait for my lightning spell, and by the time my lightning spell's up, my Lava Hound's already so low, and if I had a 3 Elixir Mega Minion right there, it would have been so much more effective to actually take down that tower and take out that Inferno Dragon before it burned my Lava Hound pretty low. Now, because of the fact that when your Lava Hound pops, the tower retargets onto the first troop that isn't a Lava Pup, just because it takes like a half second for the Lava Pups to appear. You guys saw that the tower locked onto my Baby Dragon, and because of that, my Lava Pups went crazy on that that right-hand tower, dropping it all the way down to 1024 HP, and Jammed Goblin is finally going to show what his deck is all about by using the P.E.K.K.A. and the Wizard. And we need to cycle to our lightning spell as soon as possible. If we can bring our lightning spell out, we can get some really awesome value onto the wizard, but unfortunately, just because the lightning spell was one of the most recent plays that we made, not going to be able to get it there in time. He's just going to use his wizard to blast down my archers. He's going to throw a goblin barrel over the top, and now I sort of have figured out what his deck's about. He's trying to get the P.E.K.K.A. locked onto the tower, and then drop the goblin barrel to get crazy damage over the top, as well as have the wizard blowing up anything in the P.E.K.K.A.'s path. So makes a lot of sense in practice, but we'll see if he can make it work out. He still hasn't touched either of my towers right now with that poison spell going down in the very center, and I haven't even gotten a perfect push off with my Lava Hound. But as we go into double elixir, this is really where we're going to make our hay and do a big push. So let's go ahead and drop the Lava Hound right now, and by the time it makes its way to the bridge, we will be in double elixir, and we can really start to get this deck going. Now, interesting play by him. He'll play his P.E.K.K.A. on the left-hand side of the map, which honestly is a little bit questionable, and since he did that, I'm just going to wait on playing my Tombstone. I don't want to play my Tombstone too early so the P.E.K.K.A. Gets distracted on his side of the map. I want to make sure the P.E.K.K.A.'s on my side of the map, but take a look at this push right here. Way more effective usage of our lightning spell right there, and with that, we've got the Lava Hound plus the Mega Minion on his tower. I'm going to drop a Baby Dragon to kill his wizard right there. I'll zap down the goblins. The Baby Dragon will kill the wizard by itself, which is so good, and now that the P.E.K.K.A. is distracted by all of those skeletons, take a look as his push goes to absolutely nothing, and now we even have a counter push going on his King Tower, which is dropped all the way to 1,338 HP, 1 HP away from being lead. Let's go ahead and drop the rest of our troops on the right-hand side of the map. Go for the third crown right now, and the Miner, as well as the Lava Hound and the Mega Minion, are going to try to make that happen. Now, Zap Spell to give just a little bit more damage and time for my troops to attack the tower. We've got the tower all the way down to 800, 600, 500, 300, and waiting on that last elixir for the lightning spell. We're going to blow that tower down with just a single second left on the clock, giving us a perfect and flawless 3-crown-to-0 victory. He did not touch my towers during that battle. Not a single drip of poison, not a single arrow inside of his arrows, not a zap, not anything. And as we get into the next battle, where our tower is already not perfect, we're going to take some damage right here. I definitely got to admit that. We're going to take a decent amount of damage on that left-hand side. I'm going to go for a counter push with the Mega Minion and the Baby Dragon, and as it makes its way closer to the tower, he's going to drop his Minion Horde, but my Baby Dragon and my Mega Minion weren't able to take it out as fast as I thought they would. So a little bit disappointing, but still, we do have an elixir advantage right now, and that's what's really important using our Lava Hound deck. Let's go and drop our Lava Hound right now. I was a little bit late on the deployment. I wasted like half an elixir, which is definitely a no-no, but now we can wait to see what he's going to play, and he's going to play a Sparky. Now check out how awesome this interaction is between the Tombstone and the Sparky. Every single time that he's going to go ahead and drop, or Sparky's going to fire, another skeleton's going to come out and make the Sparky die. He's even going to drop another Zap spell right there, which is just going to turn out to be a disaster. That was definitely not the play he was hoping to make right there. And now we're going to go for an aggressive counter push. We've got the Baby Dragon, we've got the Mega Minion. My Lava Hound's been tanking those Spear Goblins forever, and take a look as everything gets close to the tower. Now we've got the Lava Pups, we've got the Mega Minion, we've got the skeletons. This tower is as good as dead with our very first push of the game. So that's why I let his Hog Rider hit the tower in the very beginning. I know I was building such an elixir lead that he wouldn't be able to really do anything about my push, especially with some of the mistakes that he had made. Now, meanwhile, with this Hog Rider running straight for my tower, my Tombstone wasn't in rotation, so I had to make a little bit of a negative elixir trade right there, spending 6 elixir to defend his 4 elixir Hog Rider. But since he's going to zap down my Miner right there, it ended up being 6 elixir for 6 elixir, and hey, we even got a couple of Miner hits off on the tower. Every little bit counts inside of Clash Royale. Alright, now meanwhile, 1 minute and 10 seconds left, another Sparky on this side of the map. I'm going to let my archers do some work, and as that Sparky gets lower, I was wondering if it would just die, but instead it actually didn't die to my tower, and look at that play right there. I'm a massive idiot. I let the Sparky by itself get a hit off on my tower. That's just completely unreasonable right there. Now meanwhile, I'm going to go for a counter push. Take a look at the Mega Minion and the Baby Dragon doing work on the Minion Horde, and the Spear Goblins and his entire air defense just got absolutely obliterated. Now with 41 seconds left, that tower is dead. His Valkyrie isn't even going to get a single swing off before she dies. I'm just going for the 3-crown win right there, and as the Mega Minion gets dropped, I'm going to zap that down to give a little bit more time for my Lava Pup and Mega Minion to take it out, and that will be the end of the battle with 28 seconds left, and another 3-crown-to-0 victory using this deck. So guys, you don't have to have the legendary cards inside of this deck to make the concept happen. really just need a tank, which can be a golem or a lava hound, and you need some supportive units, whether it's the archers, baby dragon, whether it's the legendaries. If you're a dirty gemmer like me, you can make any sort of combination work. It's just finding a deck that's balanced on offense and defense, and is sort of putting that into work and making it happen. So again, the staples inside of this deck are the tank plus the lightning spell, as well as the mega minion as your main damage dealer. Again, anyone can get those cards. I know the mega minion's newer, so not everyone has it upgraded, so make sure you request for it inside of your clan as much as possible. And yeah, just keep mixing and matching with the deck. You'll find success with it eventually, like a lot of people have been on Twitter, and they've been sending me all their decks, all their like 12-win grand challenges. It's been pretty awesome to see inside of the game. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. Do you think the archers are decent? Do you think the baby dragon's decent? Do you just think the lava hound's OP? Let me know in the comments section below. And that's gonna do it for this video. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.